Hey everyone, I'm Jen. Hold on one second. Hello, how you doing? There you go. I, oh my goodness. Hello. I'm just leaving a spiritual center that I've been to for a while. Hello. And why is it emotional? Dang it. Oh my gosh. The people in the singles group, none knew me. These are people that I've met and spent time with. And I must have seen, I don't know what I seemed to them because I knew personal stuff about them. And so when they're like, oh, please introduce you, you haven't, when we were in the circle. And I said, yeah, I've been here. And I said, you're the one that hosts the brunch at and I named the restaurant, and you're the history buff. And one guy even, when he gave me a handshake, he gave me $50. That's a lot of money when I was homeless. I'm in the parking lot. I'm just going to loop-de-loop my walk. So these people claim they didn't know me. They were so confused. I'm no longer confused. Maybe if I don't say that I know them, I could magically know all these things about them. Couldn't help it, but part of the conversation in the circle led to history, and the history buff is one person that I went to upon my Mandela effect awakening, because I figured he would remember that all the different history changes. But like the thinker, he remembered the fist to the head, but then he looked it up. And so I was able to address that today when he talked about, wars, political, everything was conversation was so flippin' divisive. Or just continuing the divisiveness. But he's like, well, that's why we have to keep the war, on the other side, so that we don't see it here and we allow certain things. I mean, I like his points of view. Obviously, it's just a script in a different world. But, I couldn't help it. I said, well, he had a good point. He's like, well, World War I was to stop all wars, but that spawned Hitler's, so there is no right and wrong. There's just action and consequences. So that's why Hitler, energy was able to be created. I agree with him with that. It's just I couldn't help myself, so I asked him, did the Germans ever bomb U.S. soil? And you could just tell his gears were... I don't know if the alarms were going off. Do not answer that. I do not know the answer. Where am I today? I just feel like his higher self programmers, or however you look at it. My arm's getting tired. Anyhow, he said, so I just let it go. And but then he asked me another question, and I said, well, that's my point. You haven't answered my question, and that's the whole point, is I jump around from reality, and I can see people's different histories. And so I asked him again, so he answered the question that no, Germans never bombed U.S. soil. Well, one guy on the other side of me is right, embassies around the world. I'm like, oh, sorry, I misspoke. I meant American soil within the 48 states, the mainland. And so that's when the history buff said no. But, you know, so I went ahead and said I'm, one of the rare people that experience, and I just went on to say I'm one of the rare people that experiences the Mandela effect community, and I am a witness to the different realities, and each reality has its own history, and each reality has its own play. And then, I do not like it when people ask questions. This is at a spiritual center, and it just got so political. It's like, well, I can't stand people who don't vote, and then elbows the guy next to her and says, "You vote, don't you?" Well, just that questioning, you blah blah, don't you? You're making the person already feel, or they can feel how they want to, but you're already judging them if they do not give you your answer. So, okay, so first of all, everyone's, human costumes have changed as well, so it's kind of strange to look at everybody with tweaked here and there. And I'm wondering if people who talk about people being cloned or getting, what is it called, cosmetic surgery, unless everyone in the group gets cosmetic surgery, of course they don't. So, so that was another thing, is the human costumes. And then then I go to the Spanish ministry. The layout's all different. So I asked someone, I'm like, oh, when did they change this? And she paused. And I don't know, from my point of view, she's getting the update. And she said, it's been changed. I'm so sorry. Here I am pacing the parking lot, and I was probably in his way. Yes, I exaggerate my lip reading to hello. And so what was I saying? Dang it. The floor plan changed. So when I ask her, she first doesn't, like, her face says, I don't know what you're talking about, but then pause. Oh, she has the answer about or over a year ago. Oh my gosh, I've been here. It was definitely, they would have, I am in a new place again. Background people have changed. Stage has changed. And I'm going to go back in, but I just needed to talk about it with y'all. Thank you for listening, even if you are a witness to bouncing around from place to place. Even if you're not a witness, or if you are a witness like and you still are okay with whomever, wherever, whenever I am, or whatever I am. I really appreciate that, because each and every one of us is everything that there is. Yeah, that too. Love you guys.